Local people, important issues. CBS 10 WILM's weekly focus on the Lower Cape Fear region. This is Byline Wilmington with your host, Don Ansell.
Welcome and thanks for joining us. One of the biggest events in the southeast region of the country is the North Carolina Azalea Festival. It started in 1948 and has grown into a 5-day celebration that attracts crowds estimated in the hundreds of thousands and attracts millions of dollars of revenue to the region. Our first guest for this festival edition of Byline is this year's Azalea Festival president, the 62nd president of the festival, Sherman Lee Kreiner. Look how natty you look this morning.
Well, thank you, Don. This is not the first time you've seen this outfit. But
Well, actually, show everybody how you really walked in this morning. Yeah.
Well, of course, to complete the outfit, you have to have your boater hat on. So, especially with bald heads, you get to keep it out of the sun and out of these hot lights.
And that's, if you want to know where the president is during the festival, just check out the hat, where the hat is.
That's right, find the hat.
So you got just a few days in counting now. What's the ride been like this year for you?
It could not have gone better, and there's a lot of reasons for that. But the main reasons are Dana Fisher, who was the president last year. She did such a terrific job that it's always easier to follow in somebody's wake. And then the board that we have this year has just been so supportive, and in particular, Erica Mearns.
How long have you been involved in the festival?
I think it's been about 12 or 13 years total.
And did you want to, when you started, did you say, one day I'm going to be president?
No, I did not. Actually, I remember when I was asked to be involved in the festival, I was sitting at Rotary, and Ron Gum, who was a board member, asked me to be the circus chair, and I started there.
Now, of course, we all start to hear about the festival around February, but it's really a year-round planning process, isn't it?
It is, the fundraising, and there are now events that occur before the official 5 days of the festival, so it really has become a year-round event. It requires year-round work, at least.
But but it's like another full-time job, isn't it?
It really is.
And you do have a real job.
I do.
tell folks what you do.
I'm an attorney in town, but primarily what I do is I'm a mediator where other attorneys hire me to come in to help them get their cases resolved.
How does being president and that addition impact your family life?
I think it...
and by the way, excuse me, Sandra Kreiner is a district court judge, so it's both parents are working.
That's right. And we've got 3 children,
and
a 12-year-old and 3 dogs. You know that from Sandra. It's a busy household, but one of the things that have been very important to Sandra and I is to contribute to the community and give back as much as we can. And I said it when I stood on the Senate floor announcing the Azalea Festival, that my kids were in attendance, and that I hope that by them witnessing me there and with the legislature there, that they would also be instilled with the idea that they need to contribute, to their communities when they get older. So, I feel that I'm trying to be a role model to my kids, that they need to give back as they get older.
You've got 2 huge major acts this year. Take us through the process of how you kind of find them, book them.
I could talk to you about 30 minutes about this process. There's a lot of constraints that are built in, the size of trash, the time of the week that we're trying to get people, our budgets, and those type of things. But let me just say this, is that what we've found traditionally with the festival is that the younger acts do better in sales. And it's just typically, the 20-year-olds and the teenagers have the disposable income and go to the concerts. And so in years past, with like Carrie Underwood and Jessica Simpson, have just sold out.
You've been so ahead of the curve on some major stars coming to the festival. This year, David Cook, who is the American Idol, Kelly Pickler from North Carolina, who was also an Idol runner-up. How did you get Cook?
He was available. He's doing a college tour, and so, the venue at Trask is on the college campus, and I think what he's doing with this college tour is building his fan base over time, which is very smart. But we've been very, very fortunate to get him, in this timing.
How are ticket sales going?
He's sold out.
He is?
Yeah, and I say that kind of loosely because we might start selling some obstructed seats and that kind of stuff, but he's sold out.
In this economic environment, that's real good news.
Absolutely.
And by the way, if you'd like to go to the festival site and see what all is available, go to ncazaleafestival.org, ncazaleafestival.org, and you can see everything about the festival, all the events, time schedules, and we'll talk about the parade with Ray Bray, who's the parade chair, down the line in the program today. You brought back the free concert.
Yes, sir.
This year. It's at Hugh McCrae.
No, that's initially where we're going to have it. It's back behind Legion Stadium.
Okay.
It's the variety show. And about 8 or 9 years, there were some financial issues with the Azalea Festival. We had to cancel, and I was not on the board at the time, but had to cancel
Right.
some non-revenue generating events. And one of my priorities this year was to make sure we bring back the variety show. And especially with the way the economy is, I think it's nice to be able to have some free entertainment
great.
for the people out there. So we're
Yeah.
going to have 7 acts, and it's just going to be a wonderful venue out there behind Legion Stadium.
And there is seating. It's not like Hugh McCrae, we have to bring blankets or anything.
To be honest with you, I'm not real sure what the seating arrangement is out there, and I apologize for not knowing
Yeah,
that.
well, it'll be on the site, so
Right.
go to ncazaleafestival.org. There's always a commissioned art poster.
Correct.
And this year, it's always wonderful, and actually I collect them, but this year is unusual. Tell us about the artist and how you made that pick.
The artist is George Pashepsov, and he was one of the first people I called when I became president. And I called him to see if he would be the artist, and I figured he had already done it, or that it was something he would not be interested in. But if you're not familiar with his work, he is a world-renowned, I don't want to say prodigy anymore because he's a young man. He's 16, 17
But
years
I
old.
remember when he was on Oprah as
That's
a
right.
prodigy.
That's right. He's been painting since he was 3 years old. He has sold work to, Michael Jordan, Oprah Winfrey, Colin Powell. I mean, just people all across the world. And so he was tickled to death. He lives here in Wilmington, and his mother have been very supportive of the festival. And he went last year. I invited him to go to some of the events so he'd get a feel for it. And over the summer, he did a bunch of research. And so when he came in when he asked me to come in to see the artwork, what he was working on, there's a border around the artwork that kind of goes through the history of the Azalea Festival.
It's stunning. It's absolutely stunning. Where is it available?
At the Azalea Festival office.
At the
prints are available there.
And these are limited edition.
Correct.
So this one is definitely going to be a big collector's piece in the future.
And one of the things it has in the piece is kind of a relief of the Raleigh Capitol, and we presented that to the governor the other day, and she was very excited about that, having the Capitol.
We're going to take a short break. When we come back, Zell Brown, who is the North Carolina Azalea Festival princess, will be joining us, and we're going to talk more about how you picked the Azalea Festival queen. Okay. So with Sherman Kreiner, who's president of the Azalea Festival. Stay with us. We'll be right back.